Chapter 8. The Evil Begins. In the middle of the night, Austin woke up and couldn't fall back asleep. He decided to see if Alexis was awake, for he couldn't bear to stay away from her. He got up from his bed and put on his robe and slippers. He opened the door. He checked to see if any of the guards were awake. He crept down the hallway. He tiptoed down the staircase. He went the direction to her room. Glancing to see if any guards were there, he went down the hallway. When he finally got to her door, he was about to open it when he heard a noise. It sounded like glass breaking. He tried to remember if she had any windows in her room. He busted through the door. He stared at her bed. She wasn't there. He stared at the broken window. Heavy winds were blowing through the broken glass, bringing rain along with them. The drapes were almost blowing off their hooks. He ran to the window. The wind was blowing him backwards. He struggled to hang onto the windowsill. "Alexis! Alexis, I'm coming!" he yelled, putting his right leg over the windowsill and into the storm. He was drenched with freezing cold rain. As he put his leg over the windowsill and was about to jump out, Alexis walked out of her bathroom door. "Austin, is that you?" she asked. Austin stared at her with a confused look on his face. He lifted his hands to pull himself into the castle again when he slipped. He fell 2 stories and into the bushes below. Alexis ran from her bathroom door to the windowsill. "Austin! Austin, I'm coming!" She ran to her bedroom door and ran into the hallway. She ran down the staircase, grabbed her coat, and ran out the back door into the courtyard. She could see Austin laying in the soaked bushes. "Oh, Austin," she ran over to him and helped him out of the bushes. "Oh, are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm just really embarrassed," he replied. "Oh my gosh." Hold on, I have to do the thing that tells me. Yeah, I'm just really embarrassed," he replied. "Oh my gosh, what were you thinking? Why were you sitting on my windowsill? Why was your window broken, and why were you in the bathroom?" "Well, that window always breaks when there's a storm, and the only thing I could have been doing in the bathroom was using the bathroom." "Well, I thought you fell out the window and I was going to save you." "You don't need to protect me, Austin. I'm all right." A big gust of wind blew them both into the side of the castle. "Ow!" Alexis cried. "This is strong wind. We don't usually have storms like this." "When was the last time you had a storm like this?" Austin asked. "When my mother found out she was dying." The wind began to die down, and Austin and Alexis walked toward the door. They went to open the door, but it was locked. There was a huge crack of thunder, and the rain began to pour down faster. "Well, how do we get in now?" Austin said as he started to shiver. "How am I supposed to know?" "We could climb up to the broken window," Austin said, looking up to the window. The Olympic-sized pool beside them began to overflow with water. They ran over to the wall. "Here, climb up on my shoulders," Austin yelled to Alexis. "Okay, but don't drop me." "I won't, trust me." Austin took her hand and lifted her up. The water from the rain and the pool was now a foot deep and was rapidly rising. Alexis stood up on Austin's shoulders and reached for the windowsill. "Come a little closer to the wall," she yelled down to him. Austin slowly scooted toward the wall. His foot slipped and he fell backwards. Alexis screamed as she fell into the 11-foot deep pool. There was a big sploosh. She couldn't swim to the surface because her coat was too heavy. Austin jumped into the pool. He tried to open his eyes and saw her, a little blur, on the bottom. He got to her and tore off her coat. He pulled her up to the surface and swam to the ladder. He climbed up the ladder. The water on the ground was over 2 feet now, so he couldn't lay her down to give her mouth to mouth. He looked around. He spotted a ledge that he could lay her down on. He ran over there. He lay her down and began mouth to mouth. She wouldn't She wouldn't breathe. Come on, he tried it again. Just as he was about to quit, he heard a voice from above. He looked up. There was a short little man on the roof. "Who are you?" Austin yelled up to the man. "That doesn't matter right now. Bring me the girl so I can save her from dying," the man yelled down to Austin. "How do I get up there?" Austin yelled. "Stand back." Austin took a step back. The man put up his hands, and Alexis began to rise out of Austin's hands. The man grabbed Alexis from mid-air and lay her down on the rooftop. He began to speak some different language. He started to say a spell. Back on the ground, the water was at 4 feet now, and Austin was trying to climb the wall to get higher. He listened carefully to see if he could hear Alexis's voice. The man continued his spell. Alexis's eyes opened. She blinked a few times to get the rain out of her eyes. "Where am I?" she said in a hoarse voice. Austin looked up to the rooftop. "Alexis, is she all right?" "Austin, help!" Alexis screamed. "Alexis, are you all right?" Austin yelled. "Oh, she is all right, Austin. She's great," the man yelled down to him. "What are you doing to her?" Austin yelled to the man. The man threw down his hand and a bolt of lightning flew from his fingertips. The lightning bolt flew down and struck Austin, sending him into the 5 feet of water below. The old man flew into the air, holding Alexis in his hands. She was screaming. He put his shriveled hand over her mouth. The touch of his skin put her to sleep. He flew over the rising water. "I am the white dwarf. He. He flew away. One of the butlers inside heard the bolt of lightning and ran to the back door. The water was far past the top of the door. The butler looked through the glass. He saw Austin's body floating on the concrete below the water, but there was no Alexis. The butler unlocked the door and opened it. Thousands of gallons of water came rushing into the entryway of the castle, sending the butler into the wall. Everyone in the entire castle heard the rushing water and ran to the entryway. The whole room was full of water. Austin's dead-like body floated into the entrance. A nurse came rushing over to him and checked for a pulse. "He's hurt," she said, picking him up and carrying him to the clinic.